It's a big night of high school sports in our community. The News 8 Highlight Zone starts now.
What a night of football. Good evening. I'm Greg Wawrinick.
And I'm Brian McClune. The MVC championship picture could be a little bit more clearer at night's end.
3 teams, 2-0 in conference. 2 of them squaring off this evening.
That's right. West Salem and Holum meeting up. And this week's big game, both teams tied for second place in the MVC standings. A year ago, start the action in the first quarter. Vikings knocking on the door, handoff to Drew Becker. Usually that's a good idea. Scampers 34 yards for the touchdown, game tied at 7. Second quarter now, West Salem trailing by a score. Brandon Holt gets the ball, cuts back to the open lane, walks into the end zone tied at 14. Just before the half, Holman looking for another score. Kevin Cable racing to the pylon, and he will win 21-14 into the break. Second half, Panthers with the ball. Ryan Byrne looking to pass, can't find anyone, evades the sack, and he will take off down the sidelines. 63 yards later, he scores. That's going to tie the game at 21. 1:05 left in the game. Vikings in the red zone, back to Becker. Easy touchdown for number 3, 15 yards on the run. Holman, though, will miss the extra point that comes in play. 25 seconds left. West Salem needing a touchback. Going to the bag of tricks, the throwback to Ryan Byrne, 54 yards. Panthers tie the game. They need the extra point to take the lead, and it's good. West Salem wins 28-27.
Out of all my years in high school, it was a great team win, and it was I don't even know how, words can't explain how awesome this game was. Going 100% on every play, not taking a snap off, and just giving it your all every single time you're out on the field.
We're not going to allow you to catch your breath. The other 2-0 MVC team is Logan, who has a tough test traveling to Onalaska on homecoming. Second quarter, Logan showing the defense. Garrett Olson picks it off, and a clean path to the end zone. Rangers up 7. Later more, Logan Ambrose Metz Beard scores from a yard away. Failed 2-point conversion, so the Rangers are up 20-7 at the half. Third quarter, Onalaska gets going. Noah Skipton finds Carter Melby. Hilltoppers now with a 21-20 lead. To the fourth, Onalaska looking for some insurance, and Alex Franzini is their agent. He takes this one 41 yards for the score. 28-20 Anna. Logan not done. 5 seconds to go. 4th and goal.
Oh,
Matthew Escher to
Here we
CJ
go.
Siegel.
Here we go.
28-26. So they need this 2-point conversion. A little trickery reverse pass, and it falls incomplete. Onalaska, a 28-26 winner. Whew. Our first city showdown of the season as Central and Aquinas meet over at UWL. The Raiders up 30 at the half. Here's the first play of the second half. More of the same. Stephen Cross going 50 yards. Minutes later then on the next Raiders drive, it's starting to look like deja vu here. Cross again taking it in for another 6. Final minutes of the game, Aquinas says Nick Cambio takes this one in, saving them from the shutout. They would not be safe from the blowout, however. Raiders win on their homecoming night by a final of 42-8.
I-90 robbery as Sparta hosts Toma. Second half we go. Isaac Clemma, he's going to bust through the middle, and it will be good for a touchdown. That's going to tie the game up at 14. Later, Sparta, they would have the answer. They fake it up the middle. Quarterback Cole Wisniewski keeps it around the end as he is in for 6, puts Sparta up 20-14. Late in the game, 3rd and 8 for Sparta. Wisniewski's throw, the bubble pass to Greg Jacobs. That'd be enough for a first down to ice the game for Sparta. Sparta wins 20-14. Week 5 means conference play begins in the Coulee.
Undefeated GET, the only team to have a better than 500 record in non-conference play. The Redhawks ranked 5th in this week's WisSports.net coaches poll, making the trip over to Black River Falls. And it was the Benjamin Behan show to start this one off. Takes the handoff up the middle, 15 yards. Redhawks on top 6-0. Redhawks driving again. Running back Connor Jacobs catches the swing pass from Brett Lettner up the sideline. And he gets within striking distance, and that will lead to Behan's second touchdown run. All still in the first quarter as it's 14-0 GET. All GET tonight, 72-21 the final. 2-2 Luther hosting 1-3 Arcadia. First quarter, Arcadia's Chase Wozni takes it in for the score. Raiders get on the scoreboard first. Later on in the opening quarter, Luther with an answer. Noah Matsky takes the handoff, and he goes 57 yards for the score. They missed the extra point. It's 7-6 6. Arcadia goes on to run away with this one with a final of 35-6, and Westby beats rival Viroqua by a final of 27-8.
It's also conference openers in the SWC. Undefeated Prairie du Chien hosting 3-1 Dodgeville. Tyler Smock catches the punt. And you know what's going to happen here. Takes it all the way in for the touchdown, pulling the Blackhawks up 12-0. Smock, he's not done again. He likes when he has the ball. Right here, he's going to find the hole. He's going to dive into the end zone for the touchdown, bringing the Blackhawks up 20-0. Prairie du Chien ends up winning 41-8. First ever varsity game at the brand new football field in Mauston. Big night for the Golden Eagles. They host Ozaki. First quarter, Dakota Barnier throws the right to Daniel Rabb. He makes one guy miss, and he would be gone. Mauston jumps on the board first, 7-0. Later in the game, check out the effort here by Barnier. Breaks 5 tackles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will dive into the end zone, but he's going to be ruled out of bounds. However, very next play, Tyler Jerusik will take it around the end for the touchdown. That puts Mauston up 20-0. Final in this one, 50-7.
Coming up, 4 stops in Minnesota to get to, and it's a big night of games in deciding the Dairyland Championship chase. The News 8 Highlight Zone. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the News 8 Highlight Zone. Caledonia gets its closest game of their current 30-game winning streak last weekend.
Down by 20 in the third quarter, the Warriors rallied to beat Triton by 7 points. Their previous closest game during this win streak was a 20-point victory in last year's section championship game that occurred against tonight's opponent, ZUMBROTA-MAZEPPA. First quarter here, Owen King passed to senior Austin Heim for 6. Warriors off to a quick 14-0 lead. King 212 yards passing, 4 TDs, offense having all the fun. How about some special teams action? Andrew Gorgon takes the punt return all the way to the 10-yard line before being taken down. Very next play, a short pass to Sam Barthel for the touchdown, his second of the game. They go up 21-0 at the end of 1 quarter of play. All Caledonia in this one, 42-6. They win. Number 1 in the state, Winona, a 42-14 winner tonight. Number 1, Rushford Peterson, getting a late touchdown to survive, 14-7. La Crescent drops one to the number 2 team in the state.
Cotter looking to get another victory on their home turf, hosting Hayfield. Coming out of halftime, Cotter up 24-zip. They lead a drive straight down the field, capped off by an Austin Griffin 30-yard race to the end zone. Later in the third, it's Griffin time again, this time finding space up the middle for another score. Cotter goes on to win 38-14.
How about some 9-man football rivals here, both undefeated. Number 3 in the state, Spring Grove, hosting MABEL-CANTON. Opening possession, Spring Grove driving until Brendan Kearns of MABEL-CANTON able to stop the threat with the interception. He gets taken down at the 50-yard line. Later in the quarter now, Spring Grove with the football once again. Alex Foles faking the handoff, and he takes it outside, bulldozes a defender, and it's 7-0 Lions. Next possession, it's Foles again, this time passing it to Sam Sanis, who makes the grab, evades a couple defenders, and gets into the end zone. 14-0 they lead, and Spring Grove wins 50-16. Houston ranked number 5 in the state after last week's big win against Grand Meadow. Back at home tonight, take on the Roy Ostrander. Third quarter action, Houston's Jayton Millen taking it himself up the middle. It into the open field, 27 yards to the house. Add on a 2-point conversion, and it's 34-0 Hurricanes. Next possession, Millen handing off to Joey Fischel, who breaks one open, splits 2 defenders as he rumbles into the end zone. Houston, they're off to a great start this season with another victory tonight by a final score of 54-6. Back to Wisconsin as 4 teams sit undefeated in Dairyland play.
That number will drop to 2 at night's end. CFC hosting number 5 in the state, Independence Gilmanton. Pirates honoring local veterans all throughout tonight's game. Indies, they have the ball right here, and they're going to pull out some trickery with the halfback pass, but CFC's Matt Ellenfeld snags the pass, part of the defensive struggle through the first quarter. But that ends with the first play of the second half. Indies' Ian Pfaff pumps, then hits Samuel Killian sprinting down the sidelines. That's an 85-yard touchdown for the first points of the game. Ensuing drive, Pirates running back Cole Nisbet finds a huge opening on the counter. That goes for about 50 yards. CFC in business. 2 plays later, Tate Murdy's pass tipped and goes right into the hands of Dane Keenan. He takes it back over 90 yards for another big Indy score. Independence Gilmanton 36, CFC 0. Defending conference champ Melrose Mindoro visiting Whitehall. And the other big Dairyland contest early in the third, Melrose Mindoro up big. Running back Jeremy Anderson takes the handoff, 39 yards up the sideline. Mustangs lead 51-0, and that is going to be your final.
What can you say about Bangor so far? Having beaten opponents by a total score of 196-7 entering tonight's game against Hillsborough. First possession of tonight's ball game, Drew Johnson to Caleb Miedema, 56-yard touchdown pass. Bangor up 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. On to the second quarter, it's already 24-0. Luke Reeder finds the end zone with the help of a stiff arm from 30 yards away. And then with 3 minutes to go in the first half, Johnson is going to use his legs, gets a touchdown, putting Bangor up 46-0 at the break. All Bangor once again, 60-0. Cardinals now have outscored opponents this season, 256-7. Coming up tonight is a first in the franchise history of the Brewers. Highlight Zone will be right back.
Time for the play of the night. Home in West Salem. Panthers needing a touchdown late, going to the bag of tricks. The throwback to quarterback Ryan Byrne, 54 yards. West Salem 3-0 in the MVC.
What a night. Thanks for watching. Have